We've got our weightlifting Wednesday. Last week we did the Bella complex. This is cool. This week we're going to do the birdie complex. So the birdie complex is 1 power snatch, 1 overhead squat, 1 hang snatch, 1 overhead squat. The hang snatch can be a squat snatch, but basically it's going to come down to your overhead mobility and your stability in the overhead squat. So some things that I like to think about when I'm trying to create a nice upright torso is thinking about having a light on my chest, and I'm trying to shine that chest up towards the front wall. If my chest is shining down, even if my head is up, that's going to make that weight feel really heavy in my shoulders. If I can lift my chest and think about shining my chest upwards just slightly above the horizon, it will feel lighter in my shoulders, and it will probably be sitting in a nice frontal plane. So just like tiny little micro things like that can really play a big difference with how that bar feels over your head. We've got our percentages to work off: 50%, 60%, 65%, and 70%. If you're new to lifting, these complexes are also such a great tool for just learning how to do the Olympic lifts. And obviously it leans more towards the overhead squat as well, and that is the fundamental key to learning how to do the snatch. So you might do more than 5 sets. I know it says 5 sets here, and it's going to have 5 sets on the board. It has 5 sets in the app. But if you're a newbie and if you're not really holding true percentages, you're potentially going to be doing 10 sets. Almost like do another set every minute or 90 seconds, because you're going to be using a little bit lighter weight and you just need to get some really good quality reps in. After that, we got some snatch pulls with the 3-second pause at the knee. So these will be them halting snatch pulls. So pull off the floor, pause at the knee for 3 seconds, and then continually violently extend through the hip. That pause is going to help you maintain a really strong, rigid torso. Your lower back and upper back should be working really, really hard to keep your chest over the bar. And that tends to be a pretty common issue that we see in Olympic lifting, is people don't keep their chest over the bar as they pull off the ground. They'll first initially shoot their bum up, and then they'll start to lift their chest really aggressively. We want to maintain our chest over the bar as we pick it up off the floor. That's going to hold your angle at the hip closed for a little bit longer, and that's going to allow this opening of the hip more aggressively. If the angle of the hip is already half open, or not or open more than if it was chest over the bar, then you're not going to have as much power, and the bar is just going to be slightly out of position a little bit. So there is a purpose to these snatch pulls, especially with the pause at the knee. After that, we just got a little bit of a fight gone bad, but a bit more of like a strength theme. So 3 rounds, 45 seconds per station. There'll be no rest in between. So just do 45 seconds of work and move on to the next station. It's not really for max reps. Just try to work hard each station. So we're going to do a sandbag hold. Just pick up the sandbag and just hold it for 45 seconds. You're then going to move over and do a seated snatch grip press. So just an empty barbell for most people, I think. Sitting on a bench, bar behind your back, snatch grip, and just pressing up and down. Just try to control it back to the shoulders and don't just let it drop. Then you're going to do a weighted plank hold. So moving on, pop a 10 or 15 kilo weight plate on your upper back and just hold. Make sure our shoulders are fully depressed and not like this. And then the 4th station will be a snatch grip bent over row. So back to that empty barbell, wide, and this is going to allow you to really dial in these lats and upper back. These movements, these muscles in particular, are going to play a big role. If these lats and upper back is weak, you tend to be a little bit gooey in the middle and you can't retract back. So the snatch grip bent over row is definitely not something we do very often. I would even consider a little pause at the end. The range of motion is quite small, but the benefits are high. You're going to rest 1 station and we'll just roll through that 3 rounds. Something a little bit different today, but you'll get a lot of benefit out of it.